Can you imagine a movement of churches and church leaders leveraging their collective resources to provide in depth, immersive, and affordable training so that everyone is equipped and encouraged to live on mission for Jesus? E412 is an intentional plan to do what God has commanded. E412 is training for the church, by the church, to equip the church for ministry. It is collaborative training catalyzing the strengthening, starting, and supporting of churches in Southwest Michigan.
The second reason why you should join or participate in E412 is simply this: it will stretch and challenge you spiritually. 120 years ago, 100,000 people risked everything, all for the hope of striking it rich into the mountains of the Yukon. One of those 100,000 was a man named Fred Dewey, and he said this: "My feet are sore, my heels are blistered, my legs sore and lame, my hands, neck, shoulders sore and chafed from rope. But boys, don't think I'm discouraged. There is a golden glimmer in the distance." In 1914, Ernest Shackleton led a daring expedition, an Antarctic expedition, aiming to cross the continent on foot. In preparation, he put an ad in the paper that read this way: "Men wanted for hazardous journey, small wages, bitter cold, long months of complete darkness, safe return doubtful, honor and recognition in case of success." Shackleton, later reflecting upon that, said of his call to all those volunteers, quote, "It seemed as though all the men in Great Britain were determined to accompany me. The response was so overwhelming." So I want to ask you, I want to challenge you, if people are so willing to do hard things for the glory of gold, or willing to do hard things for the glory of earthly honor and recognition, how much more we as disciples of Jesus Christ should be willing to do hard things for the glory and honor of our God and King Jesus Christ? How much more? J.C. Ryle wrote, "Let it not be said of you that your youth was a waste, your manhood a blunder, and your old age a regret." Everyone who joins E412 will start in what we call the core. The core is a 32-week course that starts in September and ends in April, and that will stretch you to the core spiritually. In the core, you will experience several things. You'll experience in-depth and practical Bible teaching that will give you a strong grasp of God's Word and how to live out its truths in the everyday stuff of life. We will also seek to stretch you mentally as you engage your mind in learning about God. You will also develop habits of life, such as personal discipline and time management, that enable you to redeem the time in these dark and evil days, so that you can be maximally effective for Christ, His kingdom, and His church. You also experience immersion into the life of the church. And honestly, this is what makes E412 stand apart. We will challenge you to apply the Bible practically in everyday situations, everyday ministry life, so you can give yourself away, give away this life-giving truth to others. You know, it's one thing to know that God is sovereign. It's a whole other thing to be awed by that truth and understand how that impacts your day-to-day choices and life as you live it on mission for Christ. At E412, in the core, you will also experience accountability under the direction of spiritually mature coaches. These coaches will provide personal, hands-on training. They'll give guidance, they'll give feedback, and they'll give encouragement. And Lord willing, as you labor in the trenches of ministry together, you'll also develop and build deep, lasting friendships that are also critical to support and strengthen you and others in your walk with God. Being a Jesus-style disciple maker is not for the weak, it's not for the faint of heart. But honestly, who wants to give their lives away to something that's mediocre and safe anyways? I know I don't. I know that's not the call that Christ puts out to us. The question then to you is, are you ready for in-depth, immersive training that will unleash you for God's purpose? That's the second reason why you should join E412. For more information, check out our website at e412training.org. And again, we also have a booklet that is available for additional information upon request.